Thankful Thursday! Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm Kristina.
I'm Audrie, and this is Yoga to Transform, and this is one of our Thankful Thursdays.
Woohoo! And this week we're talking about how yoga helps mental health.
Oh, it's such a good topic, isn't it?
It's such a great topic.
Because there's quite a lot of it about, really, the anxiety, stress, depression,
low mood.
Yeah, feeling disconnected, out of sorts. There's all sorts of words that we use for not feeling very mentally well, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty
of those things. Yeah, that's right.
And I guess like the thing about yoga is that we also use it to reduce stress and for stress management, and sometimes what's causing the anxiety or the low mood or the depression or whatever is the fact that we are feeling really stressed. And so yoga, just first point, is that it's really good just for calming and soothing the mind, right?
Right, and so sometimes even just a reclined lying on the mat pose, which we would probably call shavasana or a relaxation, that's a good place to start, isn't it?
Absolutely, or child's pose.
Oh, that's right, which is hands and on your hands and knees with your head down.
Yeah.
Because the more that you're tense in your body, the more that your muscles are holding on to the bones and the tissue in your body, and the blood's not flowing very well. So we're not even getting all the oxygen throughout our body that we need if we're tense and stressed.
Exactly.
And then we haven't even started on the hormones that get released, cortisol.
And adrenaline, and that turns into fatigue and burnout, and it's interesting because in today's modern world, we're living, like our mind is perceiving threats and stress all the time, right? So we are living in a heightened state of awareness through the stress and
it often comes in about this size thing, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
As we're swiping watching the news, or we're getting a video feed, or we're getting social media of a whole lot of things that you in the past wouldn't have ever seen.
Totally. And also too, even just the fact that our boss becomes the tiger. So back in like a long time ago, caveman time, it was the tiger that was the threat or the whatever, but now we're going into work and it's the boss or the colleague or the traffic or whatever it is. There's all these things that are creating a heightened state and moving us into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your fight-flight system. So that starts the whole point of the mental health getting out of balance.
That's right, and so that's where yoga is such a good practice.
Yes, absolutely. But not for the physical practice. Like the physical practice helps bring you into your body.
That's right.
And relax and calm and soothe the muscles. And
all right, system. But you're heading towards meditation?
I am. I'm heading towards the other practices of yoga.
Rightio.
Yeah.
So this could be tip number 2. That actually just withdrawing your senses from the world.
Yeah.
And having some quiet time. People might get a bit worried about what meditation might be, but really it's just an opportunity for you to be quietly on your own without the external stimulus of the world coming in at you. Yeah. What kind of practice do you have for meditation?
Oh, I do guided meditations in the morning, so I listen to Acourseinmiracles book, and then the lesson for the day, and then a prayer. And then I do a priming video in the morning with Tony Robbins. So that's my morning practice. And then in the evening, I do a minimum of 11 minutes of quiet sitting. And I choose 11 minutes because I read, I know, 11 minutes, that seems an odd number.
10 plus one more.
Because I read somewhere that all you need is 11 minutes of silence every day in meditation to get the benefit. So I know there's many systems of thought that say that you could do an hour and a half or half an hour, or the longer you sit the better, but the minimum is 11.
Okay.
But you have to work yourself up to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And the thing with the quiet meditation is that we have, as humans, this is scientifically researched, about 70,000 thoughts on average, on repeat, running through our mind every single day. That's a lot of thinking.
70,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And most of them are on repeat. Most of them are not positive. Most of them are stressful because you're thinking about your boss as you're on the bus or on the train, right? You're thinking, and you're talking yourself back into that heightened state because your body's become addicted to feeling stress and anxiety and all of those things. So the practice of yoga is about particularly when you sit for the meditation, you start to see those thoughts because all the other stimulus is knocked out.
Yeah.
And you're sitting with your thinking.
That's right. So all of a sudden, because you might be looking at us now and saying, oh, I don't have those kind of thoughts in my head, but actually the quietness allows you to see your own thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about what meditation really is actually just becoming aware of that voice in your head.
Yes.
And not, because you don't have to believe it.
Correct.
Isn't it?
Exactly. Now, before we move on with that conversation, what's your meditation practice?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to dive back into that. So, I find that actually doing the yoga practice is actually quite meditative for me.
Yes.
That actually moving my body is actually a form of meditation for me. Because I'm in the moment, moving my body, and the thoughts and whatever else that I have going on in my head are dismissed or ignored because I'm moving my body.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, I have more of a active meditation practice. So I've been doing a gratitude practice recently. So I write each night 10 thank yous. And not just thank yous, but I'm blessed and grateful for my friend Kristina because she inspires me and helps me live a good life. So those are the kind of sentences that I would do. So I would usually do 10 gratitudes, and I also use a gratitude rock, which is beside my bed and which I hold. And each night I review my day, and the idea of the gratitude rock is to think of the best thing that you can be thankful for the day, but of course it makes you think back through your whole day to see what you can be grateful for. So that's where I'm at the moment. I have done a silent or a guided meditation practice as well, but I'm doing gratitude at the moment.
And you know what, and that's so powerful, because if we loop back to the thinking everything
got it going on.
Yeah, exactly, it's all interconnected.
That's right.
But if we loop back to the thinking, right? So the 70,000 thoughts that we're having throughout the day tend to be negative because humans have what we call a negativity bias, which means we will latch onto things that aren't positive because in the past it kept us alive. Right?
Yeah, you needed to be worried about the saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah, so because you could run from the saber-toothed tiger, right? But nowadays what happens is we carry that negativity bias out into the world, and the boss says something wrong or they look at us funny, and then we latch onto that and it builds up, and we find evidence to repeat that the boss is a jerk because they keep looking at me funny, or he said that thing at the meeting, or she did this, or whatever.
Yeah, or that piece of work that I did wasn't that good after all, and oh no, the next piece is not that good, or they didn't like that email, or whatever it is. You just find the pattern to repeat.
Yes.
And so with gratitude,
what happens?
Well, we're trying to avert.
Yes.
Or convert or reduce that negativity bias because you're looking for the good.
Absolutely. You're anchoring into the good.
And so the 10 good things for the day, the gratitude rock, the more you look for the good, the more there is.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds a bit freaky, but what really happens is that you get to decide your perception of everything that happens. Yes. Because things happen. And you can say, well, it's a bit like somebody's late. So you can say, sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late, Kristina. Or you can say, thank you for waiting for me, Kristina. All right, so all of a sudden, the same situation has happened, and my words are different, and I'll take a different meaning with me for the rest of the day, as will Kristina.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sorry I'm late. I've been flustered. I've been doing this, blah, blah, blah. But no, actually, look, thank you for waiting for me. It's good that you're still here. You know, that turns the same situation on its head, and so the more you look, the more you're able to retain those positive things and kick to touch all those negative, well, not all of them, because they do keep you safe and whatever, but brings the percentage up, so you're looking for more good things in your life.
Absolutely. So basically we've just said, so there's the asana, there's the meditation, and there's the gratitude practice, and all of those things help you with your mental health and tuning your system out of, because we do become addicted to that energy of being anxious or stressed out or depressed or whatever. We start to shift the energy out of that into a more positive mental state.
That's right.
Which
so
impacts the mental health. Yeah.
That's right. So yoga is such a good thing to help your mental health.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Perfect. Namaste.
Namaste. Go do yoga.
Thank you.